I was just focused on like an 8-foot freight train down the line and did like a big jive to get speed, and all of a sudden was doing a front flip in the barrel and came up and my board was in half, and Coa Smith was there and I asked him what happened, and he said a guy pushed his board. He was just freaked out that an 8-foot wave was going to land on his head and didn't know where to go, so that didn't end well. Yeah, the Egipto probably sat in my garage for maybe 2 years. Just when I was younger, I was riding a lot of short boards and was into high performance surfing, and I wasn't really turned on to all these other sort of shapes. And then I took it to Ando on a trip, and yeah, I was just sort of blown away by how well it paddled, and also goes good in just your average, you know, smaller sort of waves. I didn't really know what I was in for going to Kandui. So I had a 5.9, I had that single fin, and yeah, this Egipto ended up being the one that worked the best. If I really think about the waves I caught on that board, and if I could have chosen any board to ride, I would totally ride that board. It worked amazing. This is just my standard shortboard. I probably ride this board the most. It's called a white noise board for everyday average kind of waves and good waves. 5.7. Not quite sure about the other dimensions. I don't really know the dimensions of any of my boards. A lot of these board models I've worked on with Hayden Shapes for a long time. He's the master when it comes to all these crafts, and I kind of just ride him. He's been a dear friend of mine for probably 15 years and someone I really enjoy working with. I've worked on that model with Hayden for probably 5 years. The last 2 years it hasn't changed. The board I like to use for airs and works good in the pocket. But yeah, these two boards sort of go hand in hand. If I'm trying to get all high performance on it, I would be riding these two boards. This is called a black noise. I wouldn't say a step up, but it's 2 inches bigger, pintail, draws the turns out, and I don't know, it's kind of, I like riding a bit of a bigger board at the moment. And then Birch made me a board a long time ago. This thing has been really fun to try to figure out. It's a twin keel, a lot of volume, flat, scoop deck. Always kind of thought I'd ride it in smaller waves, and he was encouraging me to ride it when it's a bit bigger and down the line and perfect. Pretty trippy to find the sweet spot, but every now and again I'll get my feet in the right spot, and it works really well. Flies down the line, and a lot of drive when your feet are in the right spot, but also if they're not, it's pretty out of control, but yeah, really fast. This is a 5.11 step up, black noise, a couple inches bigger than the 5.9. Just super flat and down the line, good for barrels. Oh man, if this board hit your head, you'd be dead. Probably weighs 10 kilos, 3 inches thick. It's got nose lift on it like a banana. It's kind of just a board made for bigger waves, but I've been surfing it in sort of everything. kind of gets me through the summer. Yeah, that was just made by a local shaper. His name's Marty McMillan. He was a longboard champ back in the 80s. He's a pretty trippy dude. That's his artwork. He has Aboriginal heritage. He wrote "Look Out Jerry" on the nose with a couple of little lightning bolts in pencil. He made it for me maybe 5 years ago, and I was talking about going to Hawaii and I wanted to get a good wave out pipe, but haven't been back there since. It's actually really funny, this surfboard. You should try filming on it a couple of ways, it'll be entertaining. No fiberglass was used on this board. Eco resin, recycled EPS foam. I guess Hayden's trying to do his part for the environment. It's kind of just up to all us surfers to embrace that and try to figure out how all these boards can be made from eco-friendly materials. It's really nice to have sort of different shapes to break it all up. Every board here gives you a different feeling on waves, and you know, each of them are pretty unique in their own aspects. I've got a single fin that I ride, diamond tail, Cannon by Hayden. A lot of volume, really flat. I enjoy riding them in barrels. Also in sort of smaller waves, you can go fast and glide, and you don't really have to do anything, and you end up having fun. Yeah, I remember taking this board on a trip to Ando, and the waves are pretty average to start, and I just rode this every day. And then towards the end of the trip, there was some good waves at Greenbush, and I just kind of felt like I was in a groove with it, so surfed it out there and got some fun barrels. And again, you just got to be in the perfect curve of the wave and sit a bit further out and sort of chip in. Makes it pretty exciting.